high growth decimation, a new catalyst for this month that was announced today. We also have this Friday, which is going to be the reconstitution of the Russell 3000 index, which is going to basically mean they're buying millions to tens of millions of BNGO shares at the close on Friday. That's a quote. We're going to go over the article. We're also going to go over the short interest data that, you guessed it, increased today again. What do you know? Of course it increased. It increases every day, whether we're up or down. The shorts do not know when to cover. This is the arrogance that is going to get them screwed over in the end. In my mind, maybe, okay? At some point, fundamentally, if my fundamental analysis is right, yes, they will be screwed over at one point. I want to go over the data. I want to go over what the actual short interest is right now, the borrowed shares, the cost to borrow average, this catalyst that we have. I want to go over how I know that it's going to be the June 25th thing, and I want to go over what the hell happened today. We're down 5%. I said yesterday in the video that it's like, I said yesterday, like, I really like the setup for this week. I also said that if the markets are green like they are today, right, the markets were amazing today, right? The Russell's up 2%, the Nasdaq's up almost 1%, SPY and Dow up huge numbers. I said if that happened, Bionano was very likely to start freaking doing very well. We got the exact opposite today. I was just dead wrong on that so far this week. And of course, high growth got killed, so that's likely, that is the number one reason why Bionano got killed today, I think. But I want to go over what the hell's happening. This doctor is going to be presenting optogenome mapping June 30th, and it's going to be on cancer research. Okay, so we got Dr. Ben Finlay and this doctor right here. And yeah, there we go. That was announced 9 hours ago. It's a webinar. We're going to be streaming that. That could be good. Okay, 1,000 of these have not mattered in the past, but that's a new catalyst that we just got announced today. Historically, not really mattering much. Doesn't matter much in the last 3 months since the downtrend of February 16th started. But before then, the 5-day symposiums, the consortiums, the presentations, conferences, people did care about them. So, who knows? Maybe this could be the one that people start caring about. June transition month. Okay, so the newly reconstituted indexes take effect after the market close on June 25th. And this is the Russell, this is for the Russell indexes. So yeah, this is how we know it's going to be Russell. It's going to be June 25th. The market closed. That is when they're going to be adding shares of Bionano to their index. And the short interest data, right? Of course, we're up on the day. Okay, yeah, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. Okay, of course we're up. All right, the short, it does not matter if we're up, down, sideways, barcoding, manipulated. It's going up almost. It's absolutely insane, and we're going to go over the technicals here soon, of course, as well. But the short interest data increased again today. We're at what, almost 18% of the free flow has been sold short, not yet covered. 17%, very high, similar to AMC, very similar. Borrowed shares is about almost 2 million on the day. Cost of borrow average is pretty high, and if we look at the short borrow fee rate, for some reason it's actually decreased since the last trading day, since the 18th, but it's still relatively high. Not compared to the recent past, right, the 17th, 18th, but compared to Bionano standards, it's still pretty high. And if you look at short share availability, very low. Utilization, if we go up here, if we can scroll up, we can probably find it pretty quick, right? If you go up here, utilization for Bionano is pretty high. It's like 95%. Yeah, it's like 95%. Okay, what this means is that there's a very high demand for short shares, right? And it's costing more to actually, and it's harder for them to actually get them because they're in such high demand, right? Because there's the higher the demand, the lower the supply, right? Vice versa. That's how it is. And what that means is that, well, one thing that it means is that the shorts are not stopping. Okay, the shorts, they don't care. Okay, they don't care. They've already pushed it down a fair amount from the highs here, short term. They're still increasing. They think they're going to push this down to 5. If they don't succeed, they are fucked. That's as simple as it gets. I think it is, at least, okay? I think it will be the end of them if they don't succeed in pushing us way lower. Pretty fair, relatively soon, right? I mean, but of course, make your own decision. Make your own investing decisions. Also, we had about 500,000-ish shares added at the close, and of course, as a buyer and seller in every transaction, but these shares were added at a price that helped the stock go up, right? So 722 looks like that's where all of these shares were added there, right? So 722. And after hours, we're just, if you look at the 1 minute chart, we're just barcoding, but, take that for what it is. Looking at the technical analysis, right? And the charts, the most important thing is that we have a hammer candlestick that is a bullish one, right? It's bullish chart pattern, candlestick pattern, and we bounce off the 21 SMA. Finally, right? I said yesterday that, if we are going to dip short term, that's your level. And obviously, Obviously, I was wrong on my prediction that this is going to likely be a good week if the markets go up, and I've been wrong in that so far, right? Although high growth did do bad, but still, I was pretty much wrong. I was, short term at least, that was an easy day trade. Okay, it always is. Well, not always. It almost always is an easy day trade when you have a stock go up a ton and then retrace the 21 SMA. That's your demand level, and that's where that's one way, that's one area that you could add shares. Me personally, we're going to get into what I did, and I actually did add shares. That added 30 shares today at a price that we're going to go over at the end. But yes, that was a bounce, and as long as we're above that middle Bollinger Band, in my opinion, that 21 SMA, as long as we're above that, we are in an uptrend, okay? Simple as it gets. That is an uptrend if you're above it, and I say that for a few reasons. Number one, it's a good indicator whether you're an uptrend or downtrend. Number two, it's a great indication historically for this stock, peculiarly, right? Disproportionately, it's a better indicator for this stock than other stocks on average, right? So if you look at the downtrend when it started, since we broke down here, this has acted as resistance. Since we broke out, it's acted as support. Okay, simple as it gets. All right, we bounced off that today. If we can make some higher highs, higher lows, I will be feeling great. Also, I want to look at the 4-hourly here, this other support that we tested as well, which is this ascending level of support right here. Right, we did hold that pretty nicely. We held it pretty nicely. And yeah, we held it pretty nicely. And this is with high growth doing bad. So of course, it's a horrible day. It sucks. You know, I mean, of course, long-term doesn't matter. Mid-term doesn't matter. It's just a more buying opportunity if you know what you're doing, if you're an OG or if you're a Fellowship of the Sapphire person, right? But if you're not, it sucks. Short-term, I know. It sucks for me because the channel suffers short-term. Everyone hates me short-term when Bionano goes red, even though that, you know, people hated me on May 13th, although that was your buying opportunity, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I understand. But this is not as bad as it seems. In my opinion, okay, if high growth continues to get killed, if the markets go down, of course we're going to get killed, okay? I mean, there's not much else. There's not much that could save us if the markets and the high growth gets killed from here on out. Do I think that's going to happen? I certainly have the buying power just in case, but I'm not really betting on that happening short term. But if it does, I'm happy because I'll just add more. Looking at some other indicators, right? If you look at the Supertrend on the daily, on the 4-hourly, you have a bearish flip on both of them. Okay, on the daily, though, you have the bearish flip on the SAR, which is basically one of the later stages of a bearish reversal. Now, as we do still have the Supertrend in bullish territory, and you did have a false signal on the uptrend here. You had a false signal. That was your sell signal right there. Sell at what? $11 when you could have sold at $15 earlier, right? So that could be a false signal historically, or it could be just like this one where, you know, it actually is a sell signal. So that's up for you to decide. What I will say is that right now, out of 4 indicators on the 4-hourly and daily, Supertrend and SAR, 3 out of 4 of them are now bearish, and only one is bullish. And, you know, you have to look at the daily, the 21 SMA, to really get a confident bullish uptrend that we're still in right now. And I do believe that's what's happening, or that's what we have here right now currently, right? That doesn't mean we're going to go up tomorrow. That just means we're in an uptrend and we're more likely to go up and down short term for as long as we're above that level, right? Which in this case, 21 SMA. Also, I want to say that we're above most of the major moving averages on the daily, which is great. I mean, it's always a good thing, right? The 21 EMA as well, we held above that. So I really like that we did close a little bit above the 21 EMA and obviously above, most importantly, the 21 simple moving average. We're way above the 200-day EMA, exponential moving average, and the 21-day or 200-day SMA there as well. So on the relative strength index, you're looking at 52.73. You're not looking too bad, right? It's neutral. It's not oversold, not overbought, really. If you look at the stochastic indicator, you're still in bearish territory, but you were getting very close to being neutral on the stochastic indicator for once. On the weekly, however, you're still good. Okay, we've still got room to go up. We've got we're barely neutral. Okay, we're still in bullish territory, but we're a little closer to being overbought. Not really. On the weekly moving averages, right, you're above all of them except the 21 SMA, which is the most important one. We have been getting rejected at that one perfectly, but you're above all of the other ones. So it's like, well, you know, do you really want to worry about that? I mean, it's the weekly, the daily, you're good. So, and also the stock's not been around very long, right? I mean, so it's like, well, you know, I'm not really too worried about that, but you know, it's something to keep in mind. We got rejected at that pretty nicely. Also, I want to look at the SAR and Supertrend on the weekly just for good measure, right? You got rejected at that SAR last time, and it has been going down. SAR is now at 883, so maybe those levels are going to be coming up in the future as levels of resistance. But with that being said, I'm going to leave you with that, right? Actually, you know what? Let's look at the 4-hourly stochastic indicator before we go. Okay, on the 4-hourly, you just got the bullish flip. Okay, now that's a buy signal. Okay, now is the 4-hourly going to be correct? I think the 4-hourly may just be correct. Okay, if high growth does well tomorrow, I mean it's going to. Okay, I think it is. This is a buy signal. Okay, you're basically oversold. The last time we were at this, I mean the last time. Okay, besides these two right here that were very okay. Let's just ignore these for a second. Okay, last time you were below this little below what 20, or even the last time you were around the 20 range, right? You were at $4. You were at $5. You were at $5.30. Okay, so this indicator has been good historically, right? Was it good right here? Well, short term, these two indicators were right. So I think a short-term bounce is likely given this indicator, or at least based on this indicator, it's likely. Now tomorrow, I think markets do well tomorrow. I really like our chances. If they don't, I don't. Okay, I know. It's like at the end of the day, okay, high growth goes down, Bionano is going to probably go down. Of course, we can outperform and underperform some days, but that's just what it is. RSI, you're pretty oversold in the 4 hourly. And with that being said, I want to show you what I've done today. Right, I put an order in for 719, 30 shares, and I got that filled. And now I have 1,706 shares of Bionano, and the portfolio is still doing well, even on a down day like this. And I want to preface by saying, on days like this, of course, the money is very important, but I want you to focus on the percentage gain, and I want everybody to realize that although some people are like wanting to turn to the dark side right now and wanting to go down that bear freaking path and that path towards making and trying to bankrupt companies, right? Trying to work against the companies that are going to change the future and revolutionize healthcare, right? Although some people might feel inclined to switch, I want you to realize that no long-term bear on Bionano or even the markets, right? Because of the free markets and because of capitalism in America, right? None of those long-term bears make any money. Okay, they can only dream of percentages like this, and the reason is because economically, the market perpetually goes up. And I guess you can make your own argument as to why that is, but it's very hard to bet against the American economy for extended periods of time. So I want to say, make your own opinions up, but here's the thing. If you're worried right now, if you want to sell, assess your risk tolerance, assess your goals, understand the risks, understand the tech and the sapphire and your due diligence. Once you do that, you will know what the best way, what the best option is for you, or at least you'll know to the best of your ability. So, with that being said, let's end it with the portfolio showcase. Right, there's all the shares, there's all the positions. I did buy one Microvision share on Friday. It's down 7% now. It was up like 5%, and they dropped an offering on us, so it's like, dang it. And then AMC is, and then I did get one AMC share earlier. So that's a lottery ticket gamble. Please know what you're doing. If you're going to do an AMC, that's literally the lottery ticket gamble. Anyways, with that being said, thank you all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see you all in the next one.